Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I'm Pastor Joe Fox. I just scanned an article before we started driving. Say hello, Sister Kate.
Hello, YouTubes.
About a former deputy director of the CIA named Michael Morrell. Now, I don't know the guy. I don't know if he was DDI, DDO, or what, but one thing we do know by virtue of the fact that he held that position, he's an intelligent man. At one time, he was an in-the-know man, right? And he has a good view of the world as it actually is, not as people pretend it to be. And he said that he thought there was a decent chance that ISIS could attack the United States, you know, the homeland, the lower 48. And so my wife and I were talking about that, and here's what I think about that. You know, who started ISIS? Think back just a few years, we didn't want Assad, the president of Syria, in charge of Syria anymore, and so a little revolution started there, you know, a little guerrilla warfare going on, and we sent the CIA with bags of money, and we sent special forces in there on the low to train this insurgency to topple Assad. And out of that insurgency, one faction of those people we were training was ISIS. And so we trained ISIS, right, sweetie?
That's right, we trained them.
And,
what they know.
Right, we professionalized them. And then, as we were talking earlier, you know, we left a whole bunch of decent equipment with the Iraqi army when we left Iraq. And what did we know was going to happen with that equipment,
Well,
sweetie?
as soon as someone came up against them, they were going to leave it. They were going to run away like they do. And so whoever attacks them gets all that equipment.
Now, did we know that was going to happen? Did we know they were that weak?
Oh, yeah, we knew that from our Desert Storm and Desert Shield.
We knew, right? So we give them all these shiny new toys knowing that whoever comes and attacks them is going to end up with them. And so ISIS ended up with them. A big chunk of Iraq, a chunk of Syria. They have banks and money makes the world go round. And so now they are expanding, right? Smart thing to do from their standpoint. We've all seen the reports or heard the reports that ISIS has some base camps in Mexico. Now we'll fire drones and fly drones over Yemen,
that's right,
or Somalia, and we'll bomb them. You know, we don't really care what the government thinks about it down there. If there's ISIS bases in Mexico, we ought to go down there and destroy those bases, right? But we're not doing that. And why did I say we're not doing that, sweetie?
Because the powers
Here, you hold that.
Okay.
I got to drive around this corner.
The powers that be want these things to happen, so when ISIS attacks us in the United States, they can enact more controls on us. They can make it just like Nazi Germany, where we got to carry ID cards and we have checkpoints every, quarter mile, and if you don't have the right documentation, then they take you into the Hoosgal for, 3 days, and meanwhile, your boss is going to fire you because you didn't show up to work for 3 days. So you're going to be on the street, hungry, and, under the bureaucratic control. There you go. United States no longer functioning.
So, I think it's all planned. It's part of that Hegelian dialectic, right? That, problem, reaction, solution. It's just like when that Hassan guy, right? That Muslim army officer shot up all those people on Fort Hood, right? Hey, it's very politically incorrect to say this, but, I've got a plan for all the hardcore Muslims in the United States military. They need to go staff a training facility like NTC or something out away from people. I mean, I'm serious. If, your dedication to your God is more important than anything else, and right now that's a problem. But anyway, this Hassan guy shoots people.
Turtle.
Is it dead or alive?
No, it's alive.
We stopped for turtles. We're going to have to go back for that. Anyway, I lost my point with Hassan. So Hassan shoots people, and people are wondering, hey, how come it took so long for the response to come to stop this guy from shooting, all these rounds? It's an army base. Why didn't they have guns? Because the government doesn't let soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines walk around on post with firearms. I worked as a retired Army officer for the DOD for a while, with a whole bunch of other retired Army officers, and they wouldn't let us carry guns legally on post. Why not? Guys with concealed carry permits can't carry it on a federal installation. I'm telling you, these people benefit from, these people benefit from the chaos.
Yes.
And they want to take that chaos, you know, don't let a good, what is that, a good crisis go to waste or something like that.
Right.
Watch out, we're not dealing with ISIS, we helped create ISIS and we're doing that for a reason. Times are coming. And it has nothing to do with Jade Helm. All right, I'll see you out there.
See ya.